The information in this video is provided for informational and educational purposes only.
Welcome to Dose of Deanne, where you'll get a little shot of what my life is like living with SMA. I think it's second nature to compare ourselves to others, whether it's individuals of the same similar age group, or maybe it's the same gender, and yes, even disability. I know when I see someone else who has SMA, I maybe compare my function level with theirs, or I compare my wheelchair with theirs, or maybe what they're doing and where they're at in life. And yes, we can draw inspiration from others, but it also can be detrimental. Comparing ourselves, maybe a little bit daunting and downright depressing. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about comparing ourselves to others. And I want you to realize that everyone's individual circumstances are different. I know a few weeks ago I talked with singer-songwriter James Ian. We had a great conversation on pursuing your passions, and that is something that I highly recommend you doing. But also in that conversation, I remember talking to him about moving across the country. He moved from the East Coast all the way out to the West Coast. And that's something I've thought about doing, relocating. I live in Minnesota, and every time in the fall when there's that first cold snap, I want to get out of Dodge. But for me, it's just not in the cards. I would have to devote so much time, energy, and resources into moving that I just don't think for me it's worth it. So I focus on what I can do and not on what I can't. So instead of focusing on trying to move when I don't think that's in the cards for me, I focus on making my living space comfortable for me. Whether that's jacking up the furnace a couple degrees, or digging out my microwavable slippers, or Prime Day is coming up, so I might look into USB heated devices and see what they have. But instead of focusing on what I can't do, I am focusing on what I can do to make my space comfortable for me. I brought in my plants because they don't like the cold either, so I'm surrounded with things that I like. So, I want to ask you guys, what do you do when you compare yourselves to others? Is it a little bit daunting and depressing, or is it inspirational? Can you maybe draw a little bit of inspiration from others, but then focus on what you can do? I'd love to talk about it. You can either leave a comment below or head on over to the forums at smanewstoday.com/forums, and we can chat about it. But that's all I have for you today. Now I gotta make my list for Prime Day and see what I can find. We'll let you know if I find anything good. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.